Hey everyone, this is Millennial Investor here with an August update on my total financial situation. It's been about 6 months or so since I've done one of these updates, so I figured now's a good time. A lot has changed and a lot's been updated, so let's go ahead and take a look. First off, just major contributions since that last update. I've been continuing with my contributions to my HSA, so I'm going to hit that $3,400 limit by the end of the year. I've been essentially maxing out my Roth IRA, so it's pretty much maxed at this point. There's just a couple $100 left until it's fully at its limit. I have put $7,500 into my 401k. This is just from my weekend job also, not from my main source of income, but 7,500, and this is actually quite an increase because last year I had put 3,900 by the end of the year, so 7,500 is already almost double that, and we still have, 5 months or so to go. I've also been building a down payment for a house. I will admit it's a little slow going right now, but at least it's begun because it's always whenever I get money or a paycheck, I always just want to, invest it. And when you're saving for a house, you got to keep your like retirement or your future savings separate from your house down payment. So it took a little while to get started, but I was at a good point this summer where I'm like, you know what, I can start, divvying up some money because I was really busy over the summer and it actually helped me save for that. So that's been started. But that being said, I really enjoy the stock market. We're in a bullish market right now, so it's just really fun to invest in different companies and watch them succeed. So unless you are going for like really small or sketchy companies, a lot of the top contenders are doing really well right now. So if you want to see my Robinhood portfolio, check one of those updates. Yeah, so I've been putting way too much money into Robinhood. Okay, so current net worth. This is as of July 2018. So even though this is the August update, since we're still currently in August, I can't give you those numbers just yet. But by the end of July 2018, I was at $130,389. And that is up from the end of the previous year, where I was at $102,925. So in terms of the increase, so far this year, I've increased $27,464, and that's a year-to-date increase of 26.68%. So really good overall. If we take a look at my accounts, that should be in red, but for some reason it's not. Pretty much everything has increased. My stock portfolio has increased the most amount, about 10K or so, but everything else, minus my Fidelity Roth, has well 18 cents or whatever that is, has increased, and that is really good. You can see my 401k has increased significantly as well. So, whenever I make money, I invest it, or I don't hold on to it. That's the main thing. Just invest it, have it work for you right away. Okay, in terms of financial mistakes, there's always a few. So let's just talk about a few that have happened. One that just happened recently was a bounce check fee. So one of my jobs that I do over the weekends essentially cuts you a check after a few, weekends after, of $125, and you have 3 months to deposit it. And because of the summer and because I was really busy with things, I kind of overlooked this check and overlooked that 90-day term. So essentially, the check expired. I didn't notice that. I tried to deposit it and it bounced. Luckily, the bank I work with, Barclays, has a very like reduced fee for like bounce checks, so it doesn't like destroy you or charge you $30 or something. It's just a $5 check fee. So I incurred that fee, and I also have to figure out, well, how do I get that $125 now? So that's something I'm going to look into. In terms of other things, though, throughout the months leading up to the summer, I had received a number of checks. I believe it was like 4 checks, totaling about $1,500. And instead of depositing that right away, I kind of held on to that until recently. And $1,500 sitting for 3-4 months, probably not the best investment decision. I could have invested that, and even if it was just like a simple savings account, it would have probably netted me, I don't know, $5 to $10 or so. So just, leaving it in the check form wasn't the best investment. I've also done a lot of traveling this summer, and I've been essentially lugging around items. And oftentimes I could have taken these items, which a lot of them are pretty heavy, and taken them out of my car and then driven to my destinations, which sometimes is 10 to 50 miles. So it varies a lot. But instead, I just left the items in my car because it was more convenient. But even though it was more convenient, having a couple 100 pounds of cargo in your car probably doesn't work well for its fuel economy. So I've since kind of removed everything from my car, but it's just one of those situations where, I could have probably saved on gas and everything. So don't know what the total impact of that is. Those of you who are more familiar with cars might know those numbers better than I do. Yeah, so those are just some mistakes I made. In terms of financial victories, I've continued investing in the stock market to the point where I'm at a full recovery. I was down, I think, 12% at one point, but regardless, it was just like I enjoy investing in stocks and it's fun and everything. So I continued to invest even when the numbers were down, and I've made a full recovery and I'm up like $1,000 or more at this point. I've also began my weekend job as soon as my summer job was over. So in the summertime, I'm in several different states working on several different projects. But as soon as the summer's over and I return, I usually am looking for a job for like the next 2, 3 months. So that's wasted income or lost income. But since I was in a good position with the job I left, I essentially, asked if I could just have it back, and they gave it back to me. And on top of that, I think I have like 2 vacation days also saved up, so I can use those whenever I want. That being said, it's always good to look for other opportunities. So I've already applied for a new weekend job, and even though it's pretty rare that I will get it, it is like a 20% increase to my current weekend job. So in the opportunity or in the chance that I get it, there would be more earning potential, and there's also a better like 401k match for this job. So it's pretty rare. I'd say it's like a 10-20% chance I get this job, just because they're more stringent with their hours and everything. But we'll see. And I've also I was driving and I noticed a billboard for an HSA account, which has like a laddering CD system. This HSA for like a different credit union than I'm at, and essentially these are 60-month CDs, but they offer a 3.3% interest rate, and the credit union that my company is currently like working with, or it's the only one I have a choice of, it offers you like a 0.5%. So I have about, if we take a look back at these numbers in my HSA, I have $7,500, and that number is just growing, and I'm in really good shape right now. So it's one of those things where, why make 0.5% on this and just be losing money to inflation when I could invest in some kind of laddering CD system and make 3.3%. So that's essentially what I'm going to be doing, and I've kind of started it already. So I'm reinvesting my HSA into these CDs, and that's going to give me more income for the future. I can't do it all at once, because if I need that money and it's all locked up in CDs, then that can cause potential problems. But the process has begun. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty good. Goals for 2018. These were the goals that I set at the start of the year. You could check it back to the first video if you don't believe me. The first was to hit a net worth of $130,000, and that is now complete. So I've met that goal. 3,400 into an HSA, and that's pretty much complete. I have no doubt in my mind that I'll reach that, so I'm saying it's complete. My Roth is going to be complete as well. And as for my 401k, I think going from 3,900 last year to 18,500 the following year might have been a bit ambitious. I definitely want to try to hit that for 2019, but for now I'm going to rescale it down to 12,000, which is still 3 times more than the previous year, and I think that's much more practical to hit, and I'm not going to try to like kill myself overworking to try to hit that number, that original 18,500, because I think I could hit it, but I would essentially have to work way more than I'm comfortable with. Okay, in terms of my other changes for this year, just living a more minimalist lifestyle, not wasting money, spending it to make myself happy, or for useful items. I think it's going well, but it's still a work in progress. I'm definitely healthier than I've been for the last 6-7 months. The summertime I worked really hard. I ran 4 times a week, and I went to the gym quite a bit. But for the past 2 weeks since I've returned, I've kind of been a bit lazy, so I got to get back into the groove of things. And in terms of my house down payment, even though the amount isn't a crazy amount right now, I'm at $5,100, which is decent, but I'm hoping to be at least, I don't know, 10 or so by the end of the year. It might be a little hard to push that number, but we'll see exactly where we end up. I definitely want to purchase a home in the future, but it definitely isn't going to be this year. And I'll explain why in a future video. Well, yeah, you could probably figure it out also. Okay, anyway, I'll jump back to the numbers, but that's pretty much it for my August update. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to let me know, and I will hopefully release more updates in the future so it's not like you have to wait 6 months. Okay, yeah, I guess I'll see you guys later. This is the Millennial Investor signing out. Peace.